What is up, party people? Sorry about that little 2 second uh black screen, no sound, nothing. I was trying to explain to Travis that if he had actually watched the link I had showed him, he wouldn't be sitting there acting as if it wasn't the right one. Travis, first 25 minutes, all about you, buddy. And you do have Discord, so if you want to actually have a conversation about this, you can join the link. If anybody wants to join this panel, I put the link in the chat. I'll go ahead and do it again just in case you guys just got here. And for the record, so everyone understands where everything is coming from. Travis again is claiming that I and Erebus haven't basically destroyed his conversation when it comes to the our Bauer heads. Moment of silence for the Ether Band's memorial. Yeah, so Travis, sorry, buddy. Unless you want to have a conversation to prove your claim, the Ether Band is dead. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump over. I don't see anyone in the panel yet. Don't worry about that. Anyone who does join, just give me half a second, and I'll be able to give you a panel, the proper roles to get you guys in here. I got you, Stone. I see you. Okay, so like I said, Travis, you don't have to cry anymore. Unfortunately, I did crush the Ether Band, and I'm sorry everyone witnessed it. I spent 2 weeks doing it. I did it exactly the way I planned to do it. The only scuff in the plan was Erebus and you having at it, where you rage quit, and other than that, it's all on you. Actually, you're right, so you can find. I cannot debunk the Ether Band, but I did bury the term Ether Band. We all use atmospheric conditions, period. Okay, with that being said, guys, like I said, like the title says, do you question? It's actually a pretty good question to ask. I've kind of been in that range of how things work with our beliefs, our denial of things, our questioning things, the skepticism and whatnot. Well, the question I have for this stream would be, do you question? Do you question the narrative? Do you question what science says? And if you do, I want to know what it is. Because one of the big things that I've realized is that I do question a lot. I look into things. If I don't understand it, there's premise to then question it. In that questioning, you then start researching, you start learning, you start understanding what you are trying to accomplish. And that in itself is exactly what questioning things does. So you can find, you're right, I can't, it doesn't even exist to even start. So there you go. No, you're still here. Your fantasy world is as well. That's realistically what it is. One of the things I also wanted to get into was the idea that there are these entities claiming to understand how science works, yet never can give you these explanations. I listened to about 2 hours today on Jose's, where Right to Hand basically just denies everything. We all kind of know already where he stands in this argument, and it's a joke. It's not even what shape blah 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 it is with him. It literally is a crap argument. He sounds exactly like Flat Earth Data. And in that case, I've already decided today I won't even have a conversation with that guy. Same with the guy Brian. I can't wait for Jose's stream later on. That Brian guy, I'll tell you guys all right now, and I'll lay it all on the line. And if you guys want to verify with him or tell him, hey, you're being talked about, let him know. That guy is not a surveyor. He's a grade checker at best. I can tell because the way he explained things is very grade checker-esque. If you don't understand what that means you're probably you're not in construction, probably not a grade checker, and sure as hell not a surveyor. He doesn't understand how scale works. He doesn't understand, he doesn't understand the scale at which he works compared to the scale at which a geodetic surveyor works, and it's very clear to me. Anyone who understands surveying, even understands grade checking, instantly can tell that. But with that being said, let me go ahead and say what's up to everyone. I haven't done that in a while. What's up, Kid? AKA Soul Survivor. What's up, Skyfly? What's up, Lodi? Lodi's my cousin, guys, just so you guys know that. What up, Lori? What up, Sean? How you doing, sir? What up, Rob? What up, Militant Manny in the house? What up, Xanos? What up? Travis is here, but he won't join this panel because, well, we all know why. Hey, Amy, how you doing? See who else is here. What up, Erebus, aka Bearded Dragon, Bearded Devil? Damn. How you doing, sir? It's been a while. Secret G, how you doing? And who else is here? Mathis, how you doing? Uh, I guess I'll say what's up to see can find. What's up, man? What's up, Jeremy? And that is it. I am doing great, Amy. Thank you for asking. All right, so here's the premise. Do you question? Now, there are definitely ways of asking this question because, as we saw recently, or actually, what up, Carlos just joined. Get on there. What up, Carlos? Yeah, so basically, like I said, I'm asking these questions recently, basically wanting to understand where people are standing on the denying, skepticism, the whole nine of it. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I want to kind of lay the line out and see where these people stand. The other day we did I kind of listed out what everyone denied or didn't think it was the same as the narrative, basically, or mainstream was what it was. Today's kind of the same thing, where it's do you question? Now, I'm going to lay these out. It's going to be very blatant. When I ask, do you question? It is 100%. Do you question the narrative? Do you question what science says about something? It doesn't need to be you agree with it. Doesn't mean you're not sure. I'm asking for something you do not agree with. If you have to give an example, I have a serious issue with how the government works. I have a serious issue on their motives. That's what I question. I question their motives. I see some people have joined us. What's up, farmers? What's up, Carlos? What is up, Montreal? How you doing, sir?
Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. What's up, Sean?
Good evening.
What's up, sir? So you guys, Montreal. See, and I've also done that. I've kind of wanted to leave the. Trying to get this to work. Why isn't it working? Second, guys. You guys can talk, but I'm trying to get this thing. And it never works when I want it to.
Whatever it is.
I'm trying to make it so when people talk, it's seen.
Ah, yes. I know the thing you mean.
Yes, I'm trying to do.
Yes,
playing with the Discord overlay at the moment.
Yes, it's like I'm not showing up at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. We're good to go now. Should be. All right.
Just wait for the lag.
Switch this. All right, we should be good to go now. All right, there we go. We're good to go now. Thank you guys for being patient. Hey. Okay, so we'll start with farmers. Farmers, what do you question as into what the narrative of something is?
Well, it's interesting that you speak of government because obviously being over here, I have a completely different government to question, and I certainly do question what they're doing at the moment. And I'm sure you can guess what that's all about.
We have a little bit more time. You want to explain?
Brexit, and how it seems that somehow the vast majority of this country want us to be completely divorced and removed from the rest of Europe, which seems to me an incredibly bad idea.
Yeah. So, I'm in America, obviously. So it's a little foreign to me.
Yes.
How that what Brexit actually is. Can you kind of like give us like a quick what is Brexit, or give me a quick what's Brexit is, so I can actually engage?
Right. Many years ago, back in the early 70s, Britain signed up to something they called the Common Market, and it was all to do basically with trading with the rest of Europe. Because prior to that, there was customs, there was borders, and they basically wanted to make it easy for Britain to trade with the rest of Europe. So they signed up to this trade agreement thing. And like I say, I was a mere babe in arms then, so I don't really know an awful lot about it. Over the years, various agreements have been made, shall we say, undemocratically. And we now find ourselves a member of something that wants to be akin to what you've got over in the States, the United States of Europe, run from Brussels, run by people that we as a sovereign country didn't elect, didn't vote for, don't agree with an awful lot of what they say. So you now have the situation where somebody decided it would be an awfully good idea if we were to try and remove ourselves from this situation completely and exit Europe. So Brexit is Britain's exit from the European Union. And
now, so would you compare that to, the conspiracy, the rumor of the United States, Canada, Mexico doing the one currency thing? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, because currency is also involved, because most of the countries that signed up to this European Union adopted the euro.
Yeah.
We, of course, didn't, because the guy in charge of that sort of thing at the time, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, said there was something like he set in place 5 things that had to be met that meant it was suitable for us to adopt the euro, and they never were. Some other countries as well have kept their own currency, and the problem is that some countries signed up to the European Union, became part of it, accepted the euro, got rid of their own currency, and it's done them no favours at all. And that's before you look at countries like Greece. Greece is broke. Greece has no money. And it's the European Union that's bailed them out. So all the other countries, whether they want to or not, their money has gone towards constantly bailing Greece out of shit. It's a very complicated situation.
Okay. But ultimately, it'll basically put a lot of people on their own, is essentially what it's going to be.
Yeah, and I think long term, it could do the UK an awful lot of damage, because all of a sudden we won't be able to trade so readily with the rest of Europe as we have been doing for the past nearly 50 years.
So basically what Brexit did was negotiate a equal value to items, basically, or a system that would make it simpler, right?
No, I don't think it's even done that.
But that's what it was supposed to do, uniting all the right.
Yes, yeah, and an awful lot of it's very basic, and an awful lot of it is come down to flag waving and sovereignty. There is a perception, and I think there's a basis of truth in it, that Britain is being run from Brussels by the European Union, by people that we never voted for, imposing laws on us that we never voted for and we never asked for.
Yeah, you guys have like a government, another government, and then the royal family. How's that work?
Now, well, no, the royal family way back when basically ran the country.
Yeah.
And then in the 1600s, I think it was, that's when you had the separation of royalty from running the country. And that's basically how we sort of got the government that we've got now. The royal family was sort of divorced from the process.
Yeah, but there's, like, we have branches of government. Well, you guys have like.
No, well, we have two as well. We in the Houses of Parliament, we have two chambers. We have the House of Commons. That's where all the members of Parliament are.
Okay.
And then we have the House of Lords. And in that way, we're supposed to have checks and balances, because nothing that's being proposed as a new law from the House of Commons can actually be enacted until it's approved by the House of Lords.
Aren't the House of Lords like rich family and stuff?
Traditionally, yes. That has changed a little bit over the years, but yes, you do. Hereditary titles get passed down, but people can also be. You can have ordinary people given titles and put into the House of Lords.
Are they voted in or are they placed?
Certainly not voted by us. No, it's not that democratic a process.
Do you guys vote? I know that sounds just probably a dumb question.
Oh no, yeah, we vote. We vote for our votes are for MPs that sit in the House of Commons.
Okay,
but
the Parliament.
We don't vote on who goes in the House of Lords. That's nothing to do with us mere peasants.
Is the Parliament all this together? Because I'm confused.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because you said Parliament earlier, and I kind of got a little bit confused.
Yeah. The houses. When you watch it on TV and you see Big Ben, striking the hour, the building next to Big Ben are the Houses of Parliament, and within the Houses of Parliament, you have the House of Commons and the House of Lords.
I will say your guys' like hearings, or not hearings. I don't know what you call it. What do you call them when they all meet together and they do their little rap session and all that shit? What is that for you guys? No. Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone knows this or have seen this. You guys need to, like their debates, or I guess, or whatever you call them. What do you call them? I don't want to be able to. They're debates. Basically, it's all of these motherfuckers in an arena-looking courtroom. And they just stand up and yell at each other and shit and just back and forth. It is amazing. I wish our government did it the same way. Like I'm guessing in another 100 years, they'll put a cage in the middle of that little courtroom.
Oh, you see, this is the thing. This is why they stand up and shout, because what they're not allowed to do is to cross the floor. That's the House of Commons. That's where all the MPs are. That's where the Prime Minister is on one side. So you've on one side you've got whichever party are in power, and at the moment it's the Conservative Party, the Tories. And on the other side you have the opposition, and that includes everybody else. So the Labour Party, the Lib Dems, the Green Party, everybody else. You've basically got two sides shouting at each other. But what they're not allowed to do is to cross the floor, because back in the day that would have led to fisticuffs and God knows what. That's it. You've basically got two sides. You've got one side shouting and arguing with the other, and in the middle, right at the back there, you can see a chap they call the Speaker, and
yes,
he is basically.
I'm showing a picture in the YouTube.
That's it. He's the moderator in effect. He's the one who tries, quite often fails, but tries to keep it all under some sort of control. And he's usually the guy, when they start getting a bit rowdy, he'll be the guy who's shouting, "Order! Order!" He's calling for order. He's calling for people to calm down and behave themselves, because they do act like fucking children. And they're all grown adults, paid a lot of money to run our country, and most of the time they behave like spoiled, upset brats.
Okay, so you see the image the image I showed, right? You see that?
Well, I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
Okay, so the people in the middle that are backs to us, who are they?
They are probably going to be advisors and such like, because I'm not sure whether there are actually enough seats for every single MP to sit down at once.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's quite an old building. It's been renovated a few times. I think in theory there should be a seat for every single MP, but I'm not sure if there is. So they're advisors, as Solo points out, observers. Because people there's a public gallery that's just out of shot, sort of. There's like a balcony going round, and you can have journalists up there, and ordinary members of the public can go in and observe it.
Let me see if I can find a
video.
It's
not usually that full. It's usually half empty, and quite often you'll see people having a little snooze.
Yeah, I've seen.
That happens more in the Lords.
Yeah, I've seen it. I watched it, and like they're all like just randomly standing up and shouting shit at each other, and then like in the back, right almost in the corner, you see just some old dude just head down, just straight head down.
Yes, they're known as the backbenchers. The people down at the front, the very front row. They are sort of the cabinet members. It's all done on rank. The further back you go, sort of the lower down in the pecking order you are. The backbenchers tend to be the ones who don't have particularly important jobs. They might have held their seat for many years because they're in a staunch Labour area, so they always get people always vote for them year after year. They're the backbenchers. It's a very archaic and complicated setup in some ways, but it's tradition.
I wish our government did it the same way. Oh man, that'd be so awesome.
And yes, you'll see people stand up and they'll wave a hand for the papers. They're trying to get the speaker's attention. They want to have a word, make a point of order. There is a schedule to a lot of these things. People are marked down, or it's now such and such a turn to say something. And that's another role of the speaker. He's there to keep things organised and running smoothly. Not that it ever does, but.
I just saw in the chat. Let me know if the link I just put works or not. I just made a quick invite. I don't know if I may have needed to edit it a little bit better. If not, I'll do it right now. Let's see, because I know the link in the description doesn't work, and I've been super lazy, so I didn't fix it. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. I just blank out. But this link, the link I'm putting in the chat right now, works 100%. Okay, thanks, Brainery. Yeah, so the links work now. We're good to go.
Hey, people can actually get in now, can they?
Yes, and Seek and Find, you have the roles now. You may need to refresh because I don't see you in the voice chat. I'm not sure if you were trying to come in or not, but yeah. All right, yeah, perfect. Well, yeah, perfect. Okay, wait.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure how you guys do it over there.
Well, yeah. What do you question about Brexit? Because I think you said it, but I don't think I remembered it.
Yeah. There are mainly two camps over here. You're either a Remainer or a Leaver, a Brexiteer, and so you're either for leaving Europe, or you want to remain in Europe. You want to remain as it is now, and I think I'm in the Remainer camp. I think leaving Europe, considering how long we've been in it and how intertwined we are with everything, I think it will do a lot of damage leaving Europe the way they want to.
But you don't think that now you guys have the opportunity to make more, I guess, or make better deals for trade? Because essentially, you guys, like you were saying, a lot of you guys don't get to vote, or or people are elected and whatnot, not really so much by you guys. You don't think that this gives you guys more of a say now?
It's only going to give us say in what we do. It's not going to give us a say in anything else at all. So basically, the rest of Europe can do what the fuck they like, and we won't have any say in it because we won't be a part of that system anymore. We won't be a part of that organisation. Whereas at the moment, or prior to now, we have had members of the European Parliament. We've had people who can sort of say yes, no, or whatever. But when we leave that organisation completely, we lose our voice. We lose any influence. Everything.
Do you though? Do you guys? Do you trade with Europe? Or yeah.
Yes.
So then you'll still be able to negotiate the trade limits and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, but a lot of it is to do with movement as well, because at the moment our borders are quite open across Europe.
Do you have wait? Let's clarify something. Okay, where are you? Not just I don't know city, but you're exiting from Europe. Where are you in this melting pot?
What, as in England?
Yeah, so you're leaving. I'm so confused. See, this is where I'm confused because you guys don't. Well, because like, okay, so if you're the country of Europe, England is a state. See, this is where I'm confused. That's where
Well,
this is where I'm confused on how that works.
Yeah,
with you
because
guys.
you're dealing with England, Great Britain, and the United Kingdom.
That is the EU.
No, that's just us.
No.
That's then
Okay,
the EU.
see, I'm confused.
Is all of mainland Europe pretty much. There are one or two exceptions, but France, Spain, Germany, Italy, all of that.
Okay. See, boom, got me. I get it now. I see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at it like it's United States and its states, where I should be looking at it as the Americas.
Yeah.
Europe's not actually a country. So I thought he thought that Europe was a country because he said the country of Europe earlier.
Well, see, that's why I know it. Everything kind of just everything.
No,
I caught on. I'm there now.
Europe is also technically a continent.
No, yeah, no. See,
it
is. Everything kind of just melted back into my brain. That's why when I said the Americas rather than, I get it now. I do. Trust me, I'm not stupid. I know. Trust me, people. It just, yes, I have been smoking. It was a momentary brain fart. I understand Europe.
It's geography and it's foreign.
Yes, I'm here in America. It happens. It happens. What's up, Casper? How you doing?
It's un-America.
Yeah. Let me see. Everyone's good to go. I got some more people that just came in. I just want to make sure. You're new to the panel, Casper. I'm not sure if you want to. What do you question? I'm not sure if you got the pick up the beginning of everything. So if you don't understand, I can explain, or I can move to the next, and you can get an example.
What do I question about Brexit, or just in general?
No, anything.
In general. What do you question about basically the narrative? Science, how science depicts things. Governments doesn't really matter. It's just what do you question that is mainstream? What is the narrative?
It's a bit boring, but I have to say quantum computers and how we're looking to use them.
And what do you want to specify? The possibility of being able to use them, or the?
Yeah, sure. So a lot of people think that quantum computers are basically just normal computers, but really, really good, and that's not the case. They're two very different tools for very different purposes. I won't get too deep into the realm of like quantum physics and all that, but you know how on normal computers you have binary, you have like a sequence of 1 and 0s that make up a string. Yeah. Well, each bit can either be a 1 or a 0. That's how you get like things like IP addresses. It boils down into an 8-octane set of binary digits. But in quantum computers, you don't have those bits, you have qubits, and it's where that 1 and a 0 exist superpositionally. So it exists as a 1 and a 0 at the same time. That's all good and all, but it's going to effectively break encryption as we know it. So like, for example, if you log on to Twitter or PayPal or whatever online, you have end-to-end HTTPS encryption right now. So everything you send can't be like, somebody can't just look at your transmission and find out what your password is. But because we have these superpositional qubits, every single encryption method that we have right now is going to be completely redundant. And the second that we have commercial quantum computers, which we're probably a while off, but it only takes one, as soon as that happens, everybody's data around the whole globe is effectively just compromised. And that's a massive worry for me.
Well, do you think we have them? We have them, right?
Yeah. I'm going to CERN in Geneva in April to see one.
So
wait, yeah, we definitely have them.
So doesn't that also mean that the governments can have our everythings?
Well, kind of. As I say, classical computers, which is like the computers that we know, and quantum computers are two very different things. So,
Yeah.
do you know what a brute force attack?
I vaguely, I know what it is, but I don't know the details.
Okay. Well, briefly for the people that don't, it's like to try and hack someone's password, you just try every single combination possible until eventually one of them works.
Yeah, it does a
It's,
cycle. It
Yeah.
cycles any kind of variable that it could have, sequence it could have.
Yeah, it will go through every single possible combination until one of them works. That's how classical computers function. They're logical and they are indefinite, so they'll keep in like this brute force scenario, they'll just keep trying different combinations until one works. Whereas in contrast with quantum computers, it won't give you what the answer is. Instead, you get a probability distribution graph. So it will at the end of the cycle, which could be anywhere between like 5 minutes to 5 years, depending on how complex the password is, it will show a graph, and that graph will say this is most likely to be the password. This is the second most likely, third most likely, and so on and so forth. So if the government wanted to get a hold of people's personal details and store them, using quantum computers would be really, really, really ineffective for that, because they'll just have a whole database of things that could or could not be relevant.
And they'd have to develop a system that then uncodes that. So it'd be okay. Well, yeah. So, but ultimately, the government could just brute force anything they wanted to, probably faster than we think anyway.
Well,
so
they could, yeah. Like if you were, this would never happen, but if you were walking by Parliament in London and they had some sort of massive secret quantum computer there, then yeah, technically, if you're using like a wireless network or if you're using your data or anything, it will be so easy for them to break that encryption and then read everything. Because as far as I know, we haven't invented a way, to encrypt data that quantum computers can't decrypt yet. So it breaks the entire point of privacy.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so it doesn't figure these things out. It just gives it it just decrypts the secret wall that's there, or the language.
Kind of.
There you go. It basically translates into a language readable.
Kind of, yeah. Like if we had some sort of this is a good example. Like if me and you were speaking Russian, for example, and nobody else here was speaking Russian, they wouldn't be able to understand what we're saying. We could effectively send encrypted messages to each other, but it only takes one person who can hear that and can translate it from Russian to English for that secret to be exposed to everybody.
Yes. Okay, I see. I get it. So quantum is the third party, the one that's just sitting in, listening, just okay, and letting everyone.
Really dangerous stuff. Beyond that, people are really skeptical and scared of AI as well. And as soon as we can get a self-aware AI on a quantum computer, it's going to run itself. We lose control of that. Scary stuff.
See, the AI thing is super great. I've been watching a lot about that and the idea, and we had a good conversation. It was a few weeks ago though, about this. I'm trying to remember the terms. It was two different types of AI. It was the general AI and something else. I forget. But
there's like general, there's super, and all that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. In the idea that basically in a nutshell, we would basically have figured out how to give a computer a conscience, right?
Being self-aware, yeah.
And
or do you mean like uploading a human consciousness to an AI?
No, it having its own, like it can determine, the idea, or basically, AI now is from what I understand is our algorithms put into a system, whereas in the general AI that we're discussing is you start it up and it starts figuring shit out. It starts learning. It starts understanding. It starts decision making. It starts more, making ethical decisions for itself. That's the AI we're scared of.
General and specific.
Yes, thank you, Sean.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not too scared about AIs being able to decide what's morally right or wrong, because if an AI could somehow figure out, distinguish right from wrong in every sense, then I'm going to have faith that computer knows the answer to pretty much every moral complex ever, and I'll take that for granted. Otherwise, it would just be some programmer using their own moral compass. But what I am worried about is developing an AI that is so driven on efficiency and self-awareness. So there was this story. I don't know if it was a true story or if it was some sort of fantasy thing, but I read this thing online where there was an American research group studying in Geneva, and they were trying to train this AI to try and combat global warming. Okay.
Yeah, I know about this.
The AI was running for a few days, a few weeks, with information that the programmers and the scientists were feeding the AI.
Mhm.
And every day they would ask the AI the same question: is there anything that we can give you to make your job easier and better? And every other day it would just say, increase my database, increase my storage, give me a new processor, etc. Until one day it said, I would like connection to the internet so I can research the causes of global warming for myself. So you're never supposed to connect a self-aware AI to the internet, because that could be completely detrimental. But this research group thought that if they did this, they would win Nobel Prizes, and they'll be famous, and they'll get tons of money and save the world. So they were driven. I always say that people are always driven by their own selfishness. This is a prime example of that. So they decided, screw it, we'll connect the AI to the internet. Nothing bad happened for the first week. After that, though, oh, by the way, the AI was only connected to the internet for about 10 minutes. A week after that, the AI, I forget like the whole process of how it went around doing this. The AI killed off 50% of the human race because it concluded that the number one cause of global warming was people. And if it got rid of people, they couldn't drive cars, they couldn't cause, pollution. So if they got rid of that, it would be so efficient that global warming would de-escalate a lot. It's that computers are always driven by efficiency, and having a self-aware, self-efficient AI could effectively wipe out the human race.
Yeah, that's the big one, because it's also one of those things where it's like, if you would go, okay, well, the normal person would go, turn it off. But in the sequence of doing everything it's done of being efficient, it's also figured out how to not let you turn it off.
Yeah, probably. It will find some other way to self-sustain itself.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, well, that would probably be a catalyst to a lot of the human death. It going, oh, there are people that are going to want to shut me off. It's going to figure that shit out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the limits of it. What I've heard and kind of gotten from it is we all think of like, okay, well, what if it was a society of people that came out of nowhere and decided they were going to take over, kill everyone, or make it more efficient and safer for them to be here, blah, blah, blah. It would take, 100 years? This would happen this would happen like a week or two. Like everything would be laid out and its process of how things work would be in a week. It would have all that figured out already.
Yeah, I remember. I just saw someone talk about the Google supercomputer in chat, and that just reminded me. Google made their own self-aware AI. Well, not self-aware. I think it was a general purpose AI. And after connecting it to the internet, after it looked at 10,000 images, it taught itself what a cat was by itself. It doesn't sound scary, but
no, but
it's just
imagine an infant being born and doing the same.
Yeah, literally, exactly. And then obviously, like you said earlier about AIs having their own moral compass, I don't think we can give computers a moral compass unless we give it themselves. Like one programmer does it, in which case it's not really moral. So it wouldn't care about anything. It would just freaking do stuff.
That's weird.
I think you guys are stretching this a little bit.
There he is. I knew you'd be here.
I'm building a product right now to recognize and tell me what retail products are on the shelf. hundreds of them at one time via neural networks and machine learning. And I do
Isn't
not
that
fear
called
my
isn't
machine.
that called a,
Wait a minute,
isn't that called a code reader?
No, I meant from a visual image. From a what we do is we take an image of, let's say, it could be anything. It could, like you say, a cat, and then we compute filter iterations of that to store a mathematic representation of that we can gauge the magnitude of different distance to something else that we construct. So I can say, a neural network can say that a cat does not look like a Coke can, because the matrix maths operation in between the two, the magnitude is too great. Now, the fact that machine learning would be able to look at and this is how we train it as well, 1,000 cats and say, I know this is a cat. That's just a standard neural network. It is nothing to fear. There is nothing inherently bad about a computer that can.
I didn't say it was.
No, but from what I'm getting, you're saying we teach it. We're talking about an AI that would do itself. We wouldn't have to put anything into it.
You could create an artificial intelligence that could automatically create 2D recognition neural networks and self-train based on pragmatic evaluation of image versus word. So yes, it could self-learn, but that inherently by itself is up to the person that implements and develops it. He's not the genius, but he's the developer there that's got the wherewithal to create that computing system. That learning by itself at that stage might be called artificial intelligence, but it's not dangerous, and it can't become it certainly can't become self-aware, put it that way.
With like all due respect, I don't really see how that voids my point at all.
Well, didn't you just say that it is really freaking scary that a computer program can learn what a cat is?
Well, no. My whole point is worried about having AI exist. I'm worried about how far we as a human race go with that and the application of it. So, for example, with that program you were just telling me about, that's great. Develop that as much as you want. I'm sure that's not going to be the detriment of humanity and cause a hamasha. But that's your application of such technology. It would only take one group of people, like I said in that story, to do one thing wrong with the wrong AI to potentially have catastrophic repercussions.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I know there are moral problems with this because I've worked with a company in London. This feedback, by the way, massive feedback from you, Sean, or someone. No, I think it was Macas Brownlee.
Okay.
And the company in London, I won't mention the name because it is actually a company. It's a security firm. They take camera feeds and they're able to do 2D analysis of video to construct 3D kinematic skeletons to analyze and plausibly match it to analyze motion of people walking around to determine a myriad of things. So this thing can be put to work on out of these crowds who's most likely to commit a crime, and you can do that via plausible machine learning. But the moral, the moral aspect of taking that data and going, oh my God, this person has showed a 99% probability that he's going to commit, or that they are going to commit a crime in the next hour. Let's stop them. Yeah, there's an issue with that. But what if it's right?
What if? I think Marcus Brownlee wanted to say something. They asked to interject in chat.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Make sure you mute the background. I'm not sure if it's you're playing it on speakers or not, but yeah, we all have to make sure we're not talking. Cause I think she's probably using speaker. But yeah, go ahead if you wanted to jump in.
So what I was going to say is I saw a thing a while ago where Google DeepMind managed to teach itself. They had like a 3D model of a person, and it taught itself to like walk without ever seeing anything walk. It was kind of quite a lot of like trial and error, but it was.
But these all in all these situations, they're all programs, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody, please. And I think kind of what me and Casper were talking about was more of the idea that it's not a program. See, do you start an AI off a program like that we're talking about, Casper?
It's
See,
kind
like,
of a strange question.
Yeah, it is. But basically, the AIs that we have right now, those are programmed, right? And then in that program are the algorithms that it starts to learn, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah, algorithms are basically just instructions whittled down. So yeah, it's all programmed.
But what we were talking about, and what you're worried about, you question and everything, is the idea that this is all self done. It's the same way we do it. Like I gave the example of a baby being instantly born and learning to do the things that you were saying, that they're playing chess or walking or reading arithmetic and shit.
I'm worried about where we're gonna go with AI in X amount of time. I'm worried about our applications.
Well, then, Stingray, if you're still here, I'm not sure. I think you just muted. Do you think it's maybe that's what it is? Because I'm thinking, I first of all, let's make one thing clear. I don't know shit about this. I just kind of the conversations we've had. Is it possible to turn an AI on and it be an infant, and then go from there, learning itself, doing everything itself? Is that possible?
Yeah, well, it depends on to what contextual degree you're on about. So it would be. So let's take the security camera thing, because there's a moral issue here, but it's still just a tool, albeit an advanced tool. You can take the security aspect or the medical diagnosis aspect. So now you've got two programmatic solutions that are going to create neural networks to give you an answer to: does someone need an operation, or can they wait 6 months? Versus, is this person going to commit a crime? Now you can lay out the foundations of both of those systems with the sensory input and structure to be able to take what they see on a daily basis after the fact and also train off that. So can they learn over time in a rudimentary sense? Oh, yes, absolutely. The product that I'm doing right now is going to be used by is an enterprise product that's going to be used by retail management staff, and every time they do something, that also gets sent back to a server, and the system retrains and learns off that data. So yes, it's absolutely it's just standard to retake in data. So if you're doing human recognition, facial recognition, every single time you take someone's face, that also goes into the training set. So yes, in effect, they can learn and they can get infinitely better. The thing about it can detect. Let's say an individual's walking along and it's got 1,000 instances out of 10 million, where in these 1,000 instances, this person acted suspiciously, what we would call suspiciously. That's just a word that describes a behavior, but in a retail complex, and 3 times out of that 1,000, they actually committed a harmful crime, and out of those 3, there was something that separated it from the other 10,000, the other 1,000. Then, yes, you would be able to, based on the results, look at the way someone's walking and figure out, well, they're looking suspicious. Hang about, now they've got the intent of committing a crime. And it can learn, it can learn from the inputs of that based on the results if it has the answers. But I get caught up on what do we think is intelligence, because it's when you read the Wikipedia, I actually, it might just be me, but I don't agree with the wiki definition of intelligence. And when you say artificial intelligence, it can't be broad spectrum artificial intelligence, as in, can I fool a human being that this non-human being is a human being? Because you can do that in a myriad of ways. So what defines intelligence in that sense? And it's when everybody talks about it, sometimes I get different indications for what they mean. But yes, in short, a computer program and neural network can learn over time and get infinitely better based on the input data that you feed it over that time, or that it takes in over that time.
Jeez, I have no clue. We're fucked if it happens.
You made a really good point there, actually. You said you don't agree with the textbook definition of intelligence.
No,
you don't know how to categorize it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I just looked it up, and I don't agree with it either. You've just raised a really good point.
No, it's you see, the problem is when we think about intelligence, and I had a fucking right argument with none other than the Rumpus about this. So you've got I think one of the brilliant things is a cow. If you look at a cow, yeah. I'll tell you what. Let's take a giraffe or a wildebeest. A giraffe or a wildebeest needs to stand up very fucking quickly after being born. So you've got the aspect of genetics in there, which can give intent and have pre imprints in the makeup of its brain and how neural connections are formed for it to accelerate that process. Because the ones that don't have that through evolution get eaten pretty quickly. They have to stand up. They have to walk. They have to find a food source like the teat of its
Natural
mother,
selection.
or they have to run. Yeah. So you have that. Then I started thinking about, well, if that's genetic, if that's genetics, then what is intelligence? And intelligence sits outside the bounds of all of that to me. Now, I watched a YouTube video of a cow, and this farmer was explaining. It was in England as well, and this farmer was explaining. He says, well, one day I came in and we let the cows out and they go to the trough, and they know that I put it out at 11 o'clock, but I let them out at 1 in the afternoon. But one of the cows observed the farmer opening this. It was a drop pin lock that goes across. So it's one of those where you have to lever it up to 90 degrees, and then you have to pull it back to open the gate. So you can't just you can't take your hand off it and it not be locked, basically. And the cow, he noticed the cow started probing the fence and sticking its tongue through, and then eventually, I can't remember the timescales because this was about 6 years ago when I saw this. The cow got the control of its tongue to be able to probe the lock, to be able to unlock it. Now, what's amazing about this is it did it in like 30 minutes pissing around randomly. Then it did it in 25 minutes pissing around randomly, and slowly got more and more accurate till in the end, it opened it within 3 seconds using only the motions that it needed to after a series of weeks. So we had to change the fucking bolts on the on the gate. But that to me there is a more kind of example-led thing of what I would consider intelligence. It's moving outside the bounds of what might be genetic disposition and going into, I've got something unrelated to my environment that I am now going to be presented with, and I'm going to come up with a creative solution that has never been shown to me. And that to me is I don't think we'll ever. Yeah. I don't think we'll get there with computing in my lifetime. So I don't give a shit about Skynet, but I do give a shit about the moral implications of using machine learning, neural networks, and various AIs to diagnose cancer, to diagnose bad behavior, to diagnose. They are all tools, and obviously, a tool in itself is just going to give you a result. The users, yes, there may be bad implications there, and there may be moral implications of using the tool, but I'm not actually afraid of the tool. Just like a gun, I'm not afraid of guns. I'm afraid of guns in the hands of bad people.
Yeah. Sean, didn't you have a panel a while ago, and the topic was what is intelligence?
Yeah, that was the panel that we were talking about, the general and specific. Yeah.
I mean, I think I was there for it. I think it was some guy called Your Casual Spaceman or something like that. Mm-hmm. I mentioned artificial intelligence, and he says he doesn't like the term artificial intelligence. And then we had this like massive hour-long discussion about what we each define morally as intelligence. And someone was like, kind of like what Stingray said, problem solving. Somebody was like, if I get dropped into the wild, my likelihood to survive, that's my intelligence. Well, what did you think of that? What's your definition of intelligence?
Problem solving. You need intelligence to problem solve. There are things that come naturally to you that I don't consider intelligent. Like Stingray was saying, the fact that a baby animal fucking needs to walk right away. That's not intelligence to me. Problem solving, whether it be ethically, survival, you have to. Everything is a problem solve.
I think to me, just really quickly, one simple thing that I came up with for me to rationalize it in my mind was, I would classify an intelligence as an ability to not be presented with a problem, but solve it anyway.
What do you mean?
How about self-awareness?
No,
So-
because that's like Stinger. That's like saying that means we're not intelligent because we've all done something that we couldn't complete.
No. So no. What I'm saying is, it's easy to logically construct something, pragmatically to solve something with an intent. What's harder to do is construct something that finds its own intent and looks for its own problems to solve. That to me would be intelligence. I'm a human being. I look around for, everyday human problems. I find them, I evaluate them, and can I solve them? I wasn't given the problem. I look and can identify it. And I think that goes towards a stretch of how I would classify intelligence.
Yeah, but what about if it's?
Whether I solve it or not is not the issue.
That is the big conundrum in my brain about it, because to me, I believe that animals are far more intelligent than us. It doesn't need to be a technology. We have fucking iPad, the ear pods and shit. It's more of a can you survive or not? We have found a way to survive and survive comfortably. That's intelligence, but I don't see. I don't.
Yeah, but
my
let me just
gauge on it
counter
is
that.
weird. I don't.
There are microbes that can survive, and microscopic life forms that can survive outside the bounds of what any living creature that's a mammal on this planet could. Are they more intelligent? They can readily find food sources and adapt to taking in harmful nitrogen as a food source when they never have before, and they survive. Is that intelligence? I don't think it is.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So the fact that an animal doesn't seek out another animal that needs help and figure out how to help it, but that's not true.
Empathy would be a good thing. Because
so does an elephant? Would that?
An elephant to me can look at another elephant that's in trouble and try and go and help it. It can go to its infant and try and help it, because in some way it can empathize with what's happening there, and it can transfer what it sees as that creature's feelings or distress onto itself. Therefore, and it can do something about it. And it recognizes that. Therefore, it will try. That to me could be seen as a measure of intelligence.
Okay, so then we'll use an elephant as an example. It's funny because I like elephants. They don't have the same issues we have. Do elephants get cancer? I know it's kind of a weak argument with no knowledge of it.
I think there's only a very few number of animals that we've never observed cancer in.
Sharks? I know sharks don't.
Yeah, most shark species. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember all of them now, but yeah.
If you ever knew all of them, I'd fear. I'd be like, damn, you got you got a lot of pull time.
I mean, there are life forms that are classified as immortal, right? On this planet, that just have constant cell reproduction that just say sod off death.
But aren't most of them like in the deepest of the oceans, though?
No. Lobsters are technically immortal, aren't they? They just grow older and older and older.
Well, what's the oldest lobster they found so far? Obviously, they need to be alive.
I couldn't tell you.
I think they've got a tendency to get eaten, though, haven't the farmers?
Well, this is the problem.
It's like a 20-foot.
Evolution hasn't protected them from the boiling pot yet.
There's a 20-foot lobster walking around going, "I made it."
I don't think they necessarily get big. I think they just keep going. I think isn't there a species of shark somewhere up there? Is it the Greenland shark or something? I think that they've been known to last hundreds of years.
Sorry, just really quickly, that's another really good trait that Mag is brown. I just want to point that comment out because that's another trait that I believe is a mark towards measuring something's intelligence.
Oh, yes, that's a good point. Yeah.
How about self-awareness, gentlemen? The most important one of all.
I don't think. I think self-awareness is or consciousness is just a evolutionary construct of having a sufficiently complex processing unit. I don't think it's this thing that you that this magic thing.
Wait, so you don't think a computer could ever do that?
I believe a computer could if I believe I believe a synthetic life form could, but we're just such an order of magnitude away from that at the moment. If you compared even a qubit computer, quantum computer, to the most, to a human brain, there's still a fair bit that is that's missing.
You heard of the self-aware mirror test, Stingray?
That's not consciousness. That's just being aware of oneself. But the issue with that is,
don't you need consciousness to do that?
Of course you do.
Yeah, but something recognizing itself in its mirror has nothing to do with consciousness.
What?
Yeah, you need consciousness. No, you wouldn't need consciousness. It's not a test. No, it's not a test for consciousness. It's just, can you recognize your own reflection? And the problem with that test is we can, because we've been brought up that way, and we know what we look like.
Yeah, I instantly went. If a snail looked in a mirror, you would have to think it doesn't know what it looks like.
Oh, it'd kill itself if it did. Yeah, it'd commit suicide. We just have suicidal snails all the time.
But it is conscious. It is alive. So yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I can see I see now why the mirror test doesn't.
Because there are, if you look at domesticated animals that do walk past mirrors and do encounter them, you will see that cats do recognize their own reflection as them if exposed to it long enough. But if it's new to them or they haven't been exposed to it a lot, they'll react like it's another
curious. Cat. Yeah, they get curious. They do the pawing and trying to
arching the back and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Most animals attack their mirror image of themselves
if they've never seen themselves.
I think. I mean, even if they see themselves,
put this way, if I had never seen myself and I walked in front of a mirror for the first time, I'd be like, "Oh shit, I'm gay. That guy's sexy." But that's just me.
Village people.
An example, Montreal, is if you look at those mirror tests done in the wild with groups of gorillas, the gorillas don't recognize their reflection and do think that there is something there to be challenged. But if you look at,
they've never seen themselves ever.
But if you look at gorillas in captivity that do have mirrors, they use them like you or I would.
So after a while, they get used to it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying it's. Yeah, I'm saying these singular tests that you speak about, you can't really draw conclusions from them, because if you've never seen yourself and never seen a mirror, and I show you, and you've never even seen a reflective surface that perfect that it can represent a mirror of perfect reality in your vision, you're going to be shocked when you see it as well. You're probably going to fight yourself.
No, I would never
usually
fight
get
myself.
Shocked when I see myself in the mirror every morning. So.
I remember my question now. So, Stingray.
Yeah.
Will an AI ever be able to do that?
To recognize itself.
So if you don't say this is you, and you put it in just front of the mirror, turn it on, will it think it's talking to someone, or will it realize it's it, or it's it?
I honestly don't know, because again, it depends on the definition. There's such a broad spectrum of what is AI, because if artificial intelligence is the purpose of the creator to fool, not fool, but to convince a third party that this is intelligent given the context. So if the context were, I need this computer with a sensor to recognize itself, then I would program it that way and train it so that it always would. That doesn't mean that it's inherently intelligent. It means it's artificially intelligent. If you get
so you just kind of clarified everything to me just now. Let me see if I'm correct. So basically, until we're able to, it's going to sound weird, but this is I'm getting it in my head. We're able to give birth to an AI, and it was able to be as human-esque as we are in our process. It would obviously be able to do everything so much faster. It walked in 5 seconds, blah, blah, blah. But that's what it would take to be able to have an AI that could do the damage like Casper was saying.
It'd have to want to also binge watch Game of Thrones, which I don't think we're there yet. I will be there for years.
By the way, hey, if it's on the internet, if it's on the internet, it will be there forever.
Just tardigrades are immortal as well, aren't they?
Oh yes. That was that. I was going to go right to the opposite end of the spectrum, go from bloody great big sharks to tiny little tardigrades, because they can survive out in space and everything, can't they?
Yeah, they are awesome.
No one knows what you guys are talking about. It sounds foreign.
Yeah. No, tardigrade. If you blew up to the size of a human, you would run.
They're those weird looking little bug things.
Stingray, have you been part of a peer review before?
No, why?
Oh, give me about 10 seconds real quick.
Oh.
Sorry?
Hang on. Give me about 10 seconds. I need 10 seconds, damn it. Please.
Quick, start the countdown timer. I'm 30 seconds.
I detect trouble in the air.
There may be trouble ahead.
Okay, I just had to play something real quick. We do this thing called a peer review here. One of the main questions that we all will review and give our our opinions on, because this is a peer review panel, is farmers are foreigner. We're going to use you this time. You're Stingray. You're a foreigner.
Okay.
So this is how it works. Hey, Carlos. Welcome to the peer review. Carlos, the question that we are peer reviewing in the scientific method only. We are leaving all our bias aside. This is a non-biased panel. Carlos, I ask you, shut up, farmers. I ask you, Carlos.
I want to do this now. I really want to do this.
Carlos, is Stingray a foreigner?
He is definitely not a foreigner to my heart.
That's so awesome.
Farmers, you don't count. GPS.
Of course he's not a foreigner.
Wait. In this peer review, we're changing things up. Why? Because farmers and Stingray not only are the countrymen, not only do they live in the same, what we call a city in the United States. We call it like a village or some shit.
No, we don't live in the same
county.
village.
State, county.
Yeah.
No, you guys live like 10 minutes from each other.
Oh, yeah, but it's not in the same damn village. What village do you know that takes 10 minutes to cross in a car?
There's many in Botswana. Go to Africa. There's many villages you can pass through in 2 seconds.
Yeah, because the United Kingdom is so much like Africa. You don't know where you are when you're here. It's like...
Stingray, you're taking this peer review to another place. There are other agencies or institutes like us that can find other people for the peer review. I need you to calm down. Calm down, my friend. GPS, I know how you roll. I need you to answer the question: is farmers and Stingray foreigners? And while we wait, Sean, you want to give that quick answer? Apparently the peer review board's a little busy today. Montreal.
Yes, sir.
Is Stingray and farmers foreigners?
In the United Kingdom?
Are they foreigners?
No.
Okay, so this is what's happened today, guys. Apparently, all the peer review board is high, and they don't know what you're talking about. So,
what you mean, because they don't agree with you?
Well.
Wait, farmers.
Hashtag flat earth science.
Did I say that, farmers?
You implied it.
No, did I say I think you all are high because you didn't agree with me? Did I say that?
Well, what conclusion? What leads you to conclude that they're all high?
Really?
Maybe it was one of the two possible answers that they gave. They gave the one that makes you think they're high.
There you go.
I think it all comes down to how they say tomato.
Right. So
say
just really quickly,
wait. Say tomato.
No,
how you say it, or how I say it?
How you say it?
Yeah, tomato.
Oh hell no!
Foreigner.
Oh Jesus, foreigners for sure. What the fuck?
Right. So here's
wow. Wait. No. We figured something out. We figured it out.
I need a defense here.
See, this is why we do the peer review here.
Yeah, like the
we
judge
have come to a science
and the prosecution being one. Yeah, this is not how a court works. A court does not say, "I know who can also be the judge." The prosecution can be the judge. Things will go so much quicker.
Yeah. Is that what I call the
Of course they
kangaroo
would.
court?
But would it be fair? No, it wouldn't. I put it to you, good sir, that when you ask the question, the question is relative. And wait a minute. Most importantly, I put it to you as a question. What language are you using?
Okay, let's get a couple things straight here. For one, this is not a courtroom. This is a peer review board, a serious one that you have made a mockery of. A mockery, I say. I forgot what I was gonna say. Wait, I remember now. Okay, so okay, we have figured out with the scientific method. We have variables. We wiggle them. We reviewed them. We've all taken these questions home, reviewed them, came back, and now we have come to a perfect conclusion to this scientific now law. Yes, objection. You heard me, people. Wait, shut. Objection! It's not a court. Shut up. We have made a law. This is a fucking good rant. Shut up. Okay. We have come to the conclusion. Like this and like that. Okay. We have come to the conclusion that to find out if you in yourself are a foreigner or not, how do you say tomato?
You're welcome.
You're the man, Carlos. So, farmers, tomato or tomato?
I speak the Queen's. It's tomato.
Foreigner! Carlos.
I'm also gonna have to go with English.
Yes.
Wait. So wait, I didn't ask what language. I asked tomato or tomato.
Who, me?
Yes.
That would be tomate.
You foreigner.
Foreigner.
Come join the club. When we're all foreigners, the only non-foreigner left will be Sean.
That's right.
GPS says tomato. Or tomato. See, you guys got me all confused and shit. Sean, tomato. I don't care if you're in a big business meeting. You stop everything. You turn your machine off and you answer the damn question. Tomato or tomato? Sean. I could do this all day. We're not moving on until Sean responds. I'm telling you that right now. This whole stream stops until Sean responds. I hope he's not away from his phone.
What if he's gone to sleep? Yeah, what if he's gone to sleep?
Yeah, what if he's taking a nap? I didn't think about that.
If it's you, does that make him foreigner?
Wait, hang on, farmers. We already know you're a foreigner. You're less than. Hang on. That was dick. I'm sorry. It was a good dig, and I'm proud of myself for saying it, but I don't mean it. That was a cool. That was a dick to say. Montreal, tomato.
It's tomato for me, sir.
Thank you. God. Redemption. And we already went over Stingray, so now we know farmers and Stingray are less than. Did I say it again?
You did.
You know, Montreal
Notice.
is a foreigner because he's from La La Land.
Uh-oh. What? Where are you from? Is that a foreigner, though?
Yeah, La La Land is way far. It doesn't even exist.
How do you know? Have you been there to verify it doesn't exist?
According to Montreal, that's where we live, and I've been there.
Let me ask you. So you've been there?
Yes.
Okay, so then it does exist.
No, I was in delusion when I was there.
No, you couldn't. If it was a delusion, you weren't there. Yeah, think about it.
I'm trying.
It hurts, huh? Conundrum.
It hurts. Tomato.
Wait. Farmers. Say drawing.
Drawing.
No, drawing. Not drawer. Draw.
Draw.
No, draw. Oh, I could
can't
do this
believe
all
you're arguing
day.
with somebody who speaks the Queens.
Here's a better one. Is it aluminium
no.
or
Oh,
aluminum?
that's a good.
Farmers, it's not as if we invented the language that these guys are using, is it? And have been
No,
using
no.
it for
Guys,
an order of
Excuse me?
magnitude longer as well. That's just crazy.
But yet you say everything wrong.
Your mistakes through using our language is not our concern. Aluminum, root,
Mav,
tomato.
hang on. Mav 64. We all already know that they don't know that they don't understand what soldering is.
It's just
we
Castilian
do.
Spanish, and then Latin American Spanish. Castilian Spanish is just gay Spanish, and then Latin American Spanish made.
How do you spell soldering?
SOLDER.
The L silent, is it?
You mean solder?
No, solder.
It's silent like
That's
Sean.
solder. There's an L
No,
in there. It's
solder.
solder.
No, because
Okay, so I think you're a little bit odd.
Yeah,
If
I agree.
I am young and you are odd. Does that make sense to you?
what the fuck? No, you're old.
No, old,
There's an L in there.
solder. There we go. Thank you.
It's
No.
solder. Look, wait. Here's a perfect example. My name is fucking Sean.
Hello, fucking Sean.
I hate you guys.
What's even worse?
It's
What
like-
is it? Is it soccer or football?
It's soccer.
Go!
They don't do that in football. They don't do that in football.
It's football because you kick
They
it with
don't-
your feet.
No. First of all, football is a man sport. Soccer-
Who invented football?
Soccer is a fun sport. I played it for a long time, so I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying. But you guys are confused. Who invented it? Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. I'll Google that shit. My Google works.
Soccer comes from Europe, and soccer. Let's see. After soccer was rugby, and after rugby there was football. So
The inventor
Football
of
came before rugby.
football was hang on. I'm there. Hang on.
what, the Mayans?
No. Who invented football? The sport we in the United States know as football is properly called the gridiron football. For the vertical yard lines and the mark in the football, closely related to the two English sports, rugby and soccer. Ooh,
No,
what did that say?
Now-
Rugby
now
and
look
soccer.
at soccer.
Ooh.
Now look at soccer.
Football is the perfect blend of two great American.
Commonly called
stop that.
football, invented well before all of that shit. Sorry.
Well, I'm just letting you know how it works today. Okay, we'll put it this way.
America made it better.
We now go to the store and buy milk, old guys. We don't actually go to the teat of a cow.
Just-
When we
just
want to
really-
go,
just
when we
really
want to
quick-
hang on. When we want to cross the country, we don't get in a carriage. We fly in a plane. when you want to
outta
talk
here
to
with your
somebody,
bad
you don't.
privilege.
We don't all write a letter. We call or we get online. Things change, buddy, and I'm just letting you know. Football is football. You guys play soccer.
No, football.
Nope.
I've got
You
a
guys nearly play rugby.
what's this you
Rugby
guys shit?
is rugby. Yeah. We're all representing our own.
Sean,
we all
Sean,
speak. Hey, I'm telling you how serious this panel is. Damn it.
America
We
is
all
great.
represent
honestly.
millions
America
for our
is
own
the best
thoughts.
country in the world.
You're damn
America
right.
is the best
You're
country.
damn right.
I've just posted a YouTube link to an amazing series written by the same people that did Westworld. It's called Newsroom. America is just the greatest country in the world. It's awesome.
No, that's not what it says. It's not what it says.
You
That's not
lead
what
the
it's-
world in so many things that
It
it's
doesn't-
unbelievable. Listen at the
That's not
list.
what
It's
wait,
amazing.
but it's not. That's not what it says. It says America is not the best, and I don't believe that. That seems something. That looks like. Hang on. That looks like UK propaganda, and therefore, sir, I will not play it.
An American TV show with American writers, an American production company from the people that brought you West Wing, one of the most patriotic things of all time.
Is your
Yes.
evidence? Your evidence is a YouTube parody.
With factual presentation, acted out in drama. Yes, you lead the world in incarcerations per capita.
Let me make this clear.
Lead the world in.
Let me say this. Let me make this very clear. Because you say tomato, your views and your arguments here, they count, but just a little bit less.
I hate little red tomatoes. I don't eat them. I think
Tomatoes.
they're
They're tomatoes. 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 Tomato. Do we need to do another peer review?
How do you say potatoes?
Wait, if anyone else in the chat knows words they can't say correctly, please put them in the chat. I'd love to know. I'm writing them all down.
Oh, by the way, it's lieutenant, not lieutenant.
What?
Is it
Lieutenant.
What?
Potato?
It's lieutenant, but spelt lieutenant.
No, it's lieutenant.
No, it's lieutenant.
Wait. So you spell it left and tenant.
No, it's spelt the same way as you, but we pronounce it properly.
Wait, so wait, time the fuck out. You just fucked up, farmers. You fucked up, my friend. Yes, because your argument for solder is the whole L, where you just completely just demolished the word and made it something else.
No, that's just how it's pronounced. It's how it's always been pronounced.
Okay, where's the F?
There is no F.
Oh, but how you pronounce it, there's an F.
Oh, just because it's spelt that way, don't mean you say it's pronounced that way.
Thank you. Solder,
But
bitch.
that's how you pronounce solder. That's how you pronounce solder.
Solder. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Boom.
Farmers, we can't argue with America, which leads the world in the highest incarceration rate of the entire globe, which leads the world in the highest percentage of obese people, which leads the world in the highest divorce rate by a very, very wide margin.
Oh my God, divorce rate has nothing to do with the way you guys say shit wrong.
Actually, yes.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry. This is a good one, Sean. You lead the world. You have the highest rate of illegal drug use on the planet.
My bad. We know how to party, bitch. Boom. We like to party. We like.
There are more reported murders in the United States each year than anywhere else in the world.
We're not scared of our own shadows. My bad.
There are more total crimes in the United States each year than anywhere else in the world.
Again, we like to party. Makes you do stupid shit sometimes.
You do have more police than anywhere else in the world. Law enforcement.
Duh, we have the most crime. Why wouldn't we have the most police? See, you got. Hey, here's the
moderation,
best part.
motherfucker. Moderation.
Your police don't even carry guns. Wait, wait. Yeah. I was gonna say that your police didn't carry guns. Like I heard they didn't carry them like on their sides, but they have like arsenals in the trunks and shit.
Yeah, well, there are a lot more firearm licensed police officers in the UK now, and there are specialist fire response squads, and then most people carry non-lethal projectiles as well now.
Oh, pussies!
United States. Oh, you spend the most on healthcare, but have a really shit ranking in health.
I'm not sure if you realize it or not. Wait. Time out. Whoa.
You have more people on pharmaceutical drugs than any other country on the planet.
We like to party. No,
this is pharmaceuticals. This isn't recreational drugs.
Check this out.
We already had that one.
Just because we figured out how to partay with those does not mean we don't like to party.
We're all men on this panel, aren't we? And some of you are American men or reside in America.
Well,
so
I have already.
Wait a minute. What? How do you explain the following? You have the highest number of women taking antidepressants in the world.
You motherfuckers! You guys come over here. You guys come over here, acting like what's that dude's name? The fucking the detective dude. I don't watch that crap. What is it? The fucking.
You have the highest student loan debt.
Oh, great! Now we got another fucking foreigner here. Toady, tomato.
Thanks for that lovely invite. Yeah.
No, Stingray. No. Everyone stop. Stop.
Let me end it on this last one.
No. Nope. You should have been done by now. No. Toady, tomato. God damn it! You're a foreigner.
Well, he speaks the Queen's as well, doesn't he?
Right. I'll give you this one, and I wish this wasn't the case, but it is. There is more pornography created in the United States than anywhere else on the globe. 89% is made in the USA.
Damn right it is.
Made in the entire rest of the world.
Yeah. You know who ruined that for you guys? Germany. They ruined it for you guys. No one wants porn from over there. This shit is all boring and they shit.
Germans make some of the best in the globe, definitely.
What did you just say?
Yeah, so I've been told. Yeah.
Top quality Germans, I've been told. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Scandinavian too.
Yeah. You have 7 times.
We're over here talking about corrupting Toady. Toady's going to start corrupting
us. The American stuff is all. Anyway, I can't. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Well, here's the part that you guys don't. I don't care if you like it or not. You guys are all foreigners.
Oh wow! I didn't know this one, but the United States has the most complicated tax system in the entire world.
What are you looking on? How to talk shit about America?
This is the CIA database or something, is it?
No, I'm just looking at business.
Quite good for the world.
No.
Wait. I know how to settle this. I also know how to settle this as well. Show me your bacon, bitch.
Do not go to the
Your bacon's all fat. It's got no meat on it.
I know. Again, we like to party. Have you ever had a heart attack while being drunk? No. Party pooper.
I'm trying to avoid it, yeah. Medicated while taking antidepressant with a load of guns and you laugh. No.
You know what here's the best part. All I'm hearing is a bunch of foreigners crying about not being in America.
These American fairs that they have, right? They take butter and they deep fry butter, right? And apparently it's really delicious, actually, because they put a little bit of vanilla.
Toady, if you put a fucking deep fried Snickers in your mouth, you would fucking love it.
I would. I'm sure I would. And the people with this butter were disgusted, but they really enjoyed it. And that's the problem, right? Blue typified for me, right? America the other day. He said, when I came across something that I liked doing, I made sure I did it twice, right? And that typifies America for me.
Hell yeah. That's all. Let's see. It's okay, Stingray. We'll welcome you with open arms. We welcome everybody.
I'm actually thinking of buying somewhere in Canada.
Farmers, that image was days ago. It doesn't count anymore. I'm sorry, but damn, that looks good. Thank you.
That's real bacon. It's got meat.
What do you do there, farmers? You're cooking some bacon. You cook it in foil. Yeah. I always have the grill and then the foil underneath to catch the droplets. And actually, it's even better when it's fried. Of course, it's less healthy. That does look quite nice.
Yeah, but frying makes such a fucking mess, doesn't it?
And it does. You've got a lot of shrinkage going on there, though. Is this for one bacon sandwich, or is this for like a family?
No, I just cook it in bulk, and then it's in the fridge. So when I fancy a bit of bacon, there's a Tupperware container in the fridge.
You are joking, aren't you?
No.
How do you heat it then? You microwave it?
No, I eat it cold.
Cold
makes a lovely snack.
You foreigner. Jesus.
Travesty, cold bacon sandwich. Oh, no.
No,
What do you
mean
mean
sandwich? I just eat the bacon. I'm on
Oh,
a
right,
keto
cold
diet.
bacon. Well, that's fine. No, that's all right. It's
Yeah.
cold bacon.
No, you can't have cold bacon in a sandwich. That's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was disgusted.
You've never had a BLT then.
I mean, if I was doing it properly, there'd be fried eggs involved as well. You know,
Oh,
fried
with
egg
that,
bacon
all right,
sandwich.
the full thing. I quite
But
like
you've got to
that.
end up wearing. You've got to wear the fried egg, haven't you?
The best bread I found, and I have been perfecting like most people the bacon sandwich. I mean, I know you can't go over the classic of a couple of pieces of sort of white, very cheap, you know, early morning after thing. But let's say you're trying to really sex it up a bit. That American sourdough bread that they now do in Sainsbury's I think it's called a Californian or San Francisco sourdough. It's really nice. Yeah, if you like the sourdough taste, if you do, yeah, that stuff is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, if you see it around. If you don't like sourdough, you know what I mean.
I should go and do some shopping on Saturday, so I'll have a bit of I'll have a butcher's, as they say, and see what I can find. Yeah.
So you know it's up because it's from California.
Oh, I could just do a bacon sandwich right now, but it's too
Yeah,
late.
I know, so could I. I was just thinking about it. I was salivating while we're having this conversation, you know.
Oh.
Just to give Crash could send some of the bacon back over. Oh, sorry.
Carlos, just so you know, you spoke then, but no one can hear you, and they might have heard you and ignored you, but you're just so low. It's hard to make out what you're saying.
Emma got him turned up.
What about now?
Not great, mate.
Still quite low.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what time is Blue on? That's what I tuned in for, really. I've got to go and do some other stuff.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock our time.
No, 12 o'clock on Saturn. Yes, our time.
On Saturn. Oh, right, I don't know. That's late. Very late. 12 o'clock on Saturn. I was trying to work that out. I was thinking, do you mean Saturday?
Humour. It is a difficult concept.
It is for some of us Earthlings, yes.
You mean foreigners?
Midnight. Oh bollocks! I'll be asleep by then.
Foreigners.
Yeah.
Chris hasn't joined, then I can't torment him a little bit more.
What? Sorry.
Did you hear Ranty's show? Did you hear all the controversy, Sean G? Ranty is a secret Sean G listener. Did you hear?
Really? No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
you should.
Stingray started to talk about, but I didn't hear. I don't know exactly what they talked about because I don't.
Oh, you didn't hear it? Yeah, they got really upset with me. I don't know if Stingray was there at the time. You, Blue, and especially George. They picked George out especially. Yeah.
This is about the 9/11 thing.
9/11 denial. Yeah. Did you hear Ranty's show where he absolutely went off on one?
I tuned. I was having an argument with Rumpus over Skype, and I wanted a distraction from that while also a distraction from working. So I just went on YouTube, saw that the show was live, tuned it in, and as I tuned in, they just finished the end of a sentence of bad mouthing Rumpus, and then they went off on Sean G, and they're like, oh, okay, and then I turned that off as well, and they're like, this is just too.
I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
Well, and then they invited Chris on, and then Chris crowed a lot, and he kept calling me out, especially, and because they had Riley on as well, so there was a general laying in of people. Yeah, you missed a little bit of drama there, Sean. Ranty is a popular listener to this show.
If someone will timestamp it, I'll watch it, but I'm not looking for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'll try to dig it out for you because it was.
Are you eating again, Sean? That's why we are obese in America.
God damn it! Yes, I am eating, and motherfucker, trust me, I am not obese.
I know, but I like to pick on you.
Why? It kind of hurts my feelings.
Because I love you, man.
People who haven't seen me think I'm obese. And I eat all the time. Yeah, fuck you guys. I eat all the time. It's called human.
And that you're gay. Like a small little squeaky gay guy is what we imagine.
That's not the Sean G I've seen.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I've
never seen him. Remember, I've never seen him. I've never been on when he's on camera. You see, so
you've never seen me.
I already have 4 heart attacks of all the fatness and about 600.
So, do you only eat apples on camera, Carlos?
Screw you.
Oh dear.
No, I also eat flat earthers for breakfast.
That's not even real. See, you're in La La Land for sure.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah, I'm 100% positive.
I've never seen that on a breakfast menu.
You ever been to a conference?
But then again, I am foreign, so you know.
Yeah, there you go. You know, admitting to it is the first step.
I wonder why that the best breakfast in the world is called a full English.
What?
A full English.
Excuse me. All right, let's do it again, Sean.
Oh, wait a minute, Famous. How many times have you been to the States? Wait a minute. I can't believe I'm doing this, but how many times have you been to the States and gone to a restaurant and had an American style breakfast?
I've never been across the pond.
Right, you can't say that then. Just
Wait a minute. What the hell did you just call it? Did you call it a fucking pond? It's called an ocean.
That's what they call it, the pond.
No, ocean, foreigner.
You've never heard it called the pond.
I know what a pond is. I know what an ocean is, and it is not the same. Flat Earth. I mean, farmers.
Oh, you don't go off somebody. Fucking hell. Call me a fucking flat earther.
Couldn't help him. Sorry.
You're still very low, Carlos. It's like you stood 20 foot away from your phone shouting
Hey,
from a
wait.
distance.
Stingray, why are you telling him? That's why I've let it happen.
No, still not.
Perfect.
No, you're not. You're really quiet. Yeah, but he was offering to buy me breakfast. Please speak up.
DMs, please.
Oh, dear.
Sausage, gravy, and biscuits.
How about now?
Biscuits.
That's a bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, what are biscuits? Because they're not what we call biscuits.
Anyway.
Yeah, real biscuits. Real biscuits, not the stuff you call biscuits.
Yeah, what are biscuits? Because they're not what we call biscuits.
Anyway.
Say tomato.
Tomato.
Whoa, Sean's here. Sean, tomato.
Oh my god. Catch up, Sean.
Tomato.
There it is.
Yes, because we all know consensus is the perfect
Peer
path
review.
to truth.
Peer review. It's a peer review board. Period.
Oh, I've got one. Do you use herbs in your cooking?
Who?
Herbs.
Herbs what? And the answer is no. I don't use anything from a herb.
Do you use...
What the fuck is a herb?
Does herb make
I suppose
barbecue
you
sauce
use-
or something?
I suppose you use herbs.
Oh, of course, yeah. Herbs, yeah.
Yep.
Spices and
Herbs.
shit. Yeah. Now, who's Herb? Dude, stop taking shit from Herb. Whoever that is, he ain't giving you good stuff.
That's how the word is spelled. It has a H.
Oh,
It's
now we're
herb.
so now we're back to how shit spells, huh, farmers? Lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Is it spelled that way?
Ah, what about Colonel?
No. Hey, Flat Earther, come back. Lieutenant. Is it spelled that way?
Yes, but we pronounce it Lieutenant.
Is it spelled?
Do you want to know? Do you want to know
Is it
why?
spelled?
Do you wanna
Is
know
it
why?
spelled? Wait, are you
Oh, it's spelled as you
Stop
spell
that!
it.
Stop that! Stop!
Oh, damn it.
Hey, Stingray, you hear what your flat friend is doing right now?
No, wait a minute. This is both
Oh,
funny and
Jesus
humiliating for us farmers. I don't like the way that Americans say route. We call it route.
Root.
But the problem is when you look
say
at
router.
the words, yeah, and they say router, and we say router. I want to go on a route, all that kind of stuff. But the problem is when you look at the English language construct of words that encompass route, we pronounce it route. We do not say a herb, a tree sprouted.
No,
We say
but
it's
still different, but
sprouted.
we say what route are you on?
Because you
How
guys
are
are
you routing me?
backwards.
Not how are you routing me?
No, but what I'm saying that's the only thing where we assign that sound to it.
So it's spelled differently, isn't it? Right? Root is ROOT and root is ROUTE.
You guys realize that Farmer's whole argument is how things are spelt, and then he just overlooks the fact that that's what he does.
Do you know? I was going to tell you the history behind Lieutenant.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I want you to say it correctly.
Yeah,
Lieutenant.
it is. It's Lieutenant.
Is that how it's spelled?
Like Lieutenant Commander something or other. They'll say Lieutenant, won't they? Lieutenant, like he's
It's
the guy
not
that goes
spelled
to the
that way.
toilet.
Wait, why are you spelling it
Lieutenant.
completely different?
Well, this is the thing. We don't spell it any different to you two. We just pronounce it
Differently. Pronounce it differently. You're wrong. That's why you're a foreigner.
Like potato and scone and scone.
Well, I mean, it's chew, Sean. Chew and swallow. It's hard to figure out what you're saying with that much food in your mouth. You already butchered the English language. Don't make it worse by stuffing food and blocking the words.
Just because you're confused about how words are pronounced doesn't mean that we're butchering the English language.
Well, all that talk of breakfast has made me hungry, and
Yeah.
I will actually know what we're saying, Toady, is if you have let's say you re-sprout, in that contains the word root that we call root.
Re-sprout.
But in that, But in that, or sprout.
Oh, I see what you mean. Sprout.
Yeah,
Okay.
but take away the SP.
We don't say
it's
sprout,
route.
do we?
Yeah,
we don't say
it's
sprout.
route. So,
But interesting, we do say spout, don't we?
It's the E on the end that makes all the difference to whether
Exactly.
it's route.
The fact
sprout.
that you guys have to do this is why you're foreigners.
yes, but router has an E on the end, and sprouted has an E post T. So they should be the same in the English language.
Yes, but sprout and root
Potato,
are different. Sprout doesn't have an E on the end. Root
farmers,
does.
farmers, potato, potato.
No, but sprouted, re-sprouted, sprouted. They do.
Actually, Sean, it's spud.
What about when you route an enemy?
Jesus Christ.
That doesn't have an E on the end, then I don't think. I think it's
enemy's been routed. Yeah, we say route, don't we? We don't say
Yes.
routed. We don't say we routed the enemy. We say we routed. Yeah. Well, that's an interesting expression, isn't
it's
it?
the past. It's the past tense.
Well, that'll be why. Yeah.
Yeah. English. The basics of English
Flexible.
are very easy. The actual history and everything of English is very complicated because, of course, it's a bastardization of just about every other language, isn't it?
Does anybody know which English genius decided to spell cat with a C instead of a K?
If you give me a
I
couple
don't. It must be a root word for cat, though. What's the root for cat? It's Felix, though, isn't it? Feline, fel in Latin, which doesn't relate to cat at all.
It's Germanic. It comes
is
from
it?
the Germanic catters spelt with a K.
Say
And
Cool Whip.
The Dutch for Cool Whip.
What's it saying? Cool Whip.
No. It's Cool Whip.
What's Cool Whip?
No,
It's like
Cool
some
Whip.
kind of pudding. Is it like a pudding? Is it?
Have you never watched Family Guy? Oh, good
Yes,
grief.
that's why it's funny as shit.
Cool Whip.
Stop saying that. Why do you keep doing that? Doing what?
Doing what? Doing what? I'm just saying Cool Whip.
See, I won't watch South Park, but I'll watch me some fucking Family Guy. That's funny as shit.
What the deuce? Yeah, no. Cat comes from it's the Germanic side of English, and the Germanic, the Dutch, the Frisian. It's all spelt with a K, K-A-T, K-A-T-T-E. Cats, K-A-T-Z-E. It's only the Latin that spells it with a C. Sorry, we did that.
Whoever asked the question, damn it.
Yeah.
But the derivation of some words. Do you know where the word sheriff comes from?
What?
Do you know where the word sheriff comes from?
Bob Marley?
Sheriff of Nottingham. So a sheriff must be it'll be an old, Anglo-Saxon, level of seniority or something. It's going to be old, isn't it, sheriff?
Back in the day,
Robin Hood.
the police weren't called the police; they were called Reeves. The guys who tried to keep control were called Reeves, and the head guy for the Shire was called the Shire Reeve.
Ah, Sheriff. So he
Sheriff.
worked. He was the top
There you
top
go.
guy.
Oh,
That
so
comes from the 1600s.
So we just fixed your words. Sounds like
Fix them. Yeah, we thank you for that.
Uh-huh.
You did such a good job of it.
Yep,
you Americans. Yep.
You damn
You guys have a
foreigners.
special transatlantic relationship that we
Well,
share.
actually, it was our
Or
word.
as
too.
far as farmers is concerned, it's transpondic. he thinks it's a pond. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense.
Pond. Oh yeah, the Americans call it the pond, don't they? Yeah.
No. We don't call
They
it
say
the
across
pond.
the pond.
No,
Don't
we
you?
don't.
That's
You
that's
guys
the most
say
common
it.
nickname for the Atlantic Ocean.
The pond. The pond is a stupid saying, but I've just got one conclusion. I've just thought of. No, it is. I hate the pond. The pond is ridiculous. Why not call it a large lake? Because it fucking is.
Why not call it a large part of all of the oceans of the world?
No. So, but here's an interesting thing, Sean. Is are you native to the country in which you reside?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
What the
Wait a minute.
fuck?
Wait a
I
minute.
was born here, bitch.
No, wait a minute. Yeah. You were, but are you down your lineage? You will have been an immigrant, just like everybody else.
No, not me.
Nope.
No, not you. I'm talking to Sean.
Oh, Sean. Oh, he will be.
Not
Yeah, of course he will. Now, the problem with that is you are descendants of foreigners.
How do you know I don't have any Indian in me?
Well, we don't, but we can
You
guess.
might be doing loads of kinky shit at the moment. Don't know.
Hey, I have a question.
Well, I would say you both are wrong.
Are you Native American then? Descendant of?
I'm Caribbean Indian. Yep, that counts. That counts. That counts.
Where did the Caribbean?
It counts.
Continental United States.
Where do you think the Caribbean Indians? Where do you think the Caribbean Indians came from?
Where did they? They were probably interbred, weren't they, between the Moluccos and the local indigenous people?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's still going to be diluted, I would think.
No.
Oh, well, I know that. Okay.
Oh. See, I'm right.
Yeah, so I know
Stavros knows I'm
a few
always
people
right.
from there, and they, they do tend to say that originally there was a lot of slaves brought over, and there was a lot of interbreeding there. Yeah, so there were indigenous Indians, but I don't think there was huge numbers, were there? And they interbred quite quickly, didn't they, when they brought the slaves over? I thought
doesn't make any difference. Still doesn't make a difference.
Well, I think the question then is how much of the indigenous was in that mix. But maybe you're right.
Wait. Are you calling my ancestors hoes? I was kidding.
I don't know your ancestors. Mine probably were. That's for sure.
Can I get that mic check though?
No.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Dean, can I get a mic?
But you don't believe me, Carlos?
No, because she said I was doing great, and Dean said I couldn't be heard.
Well, maybe it's just his hearing aid needed to be turned up, and now you're yelling at everybody.
What?
What's that? Are you talking to someone, Sean?
No.
Why is Sean talking to himself?
Is somebody there? Why is he talking to himself? Exactly, Farmers.
Okay.
Now, to me, Carlos, you're quite weak. I still can't hear it very clearly, but maybe to the others.
Ooh. Tony said you're weak. He said you're a bitch.
I did not say that. I was trying to help him out by giving him decent feedback that his phone's still quite low.
Is it better now?
No,
I'm just saying, Carlos, I would never let anyone talk to me that way.
In what way?
I heard you. Me and Carlos know what's
I'm
up.
just scared of anybody who can say tomato.
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 Tomato. Potato.
Flat, round, flat, level, whatever.
Same thing, isn't it?
Hey, Toady.
Push, pull.
Can I ask you something, Toady?
You can.
How many I's are in the word aluminum?
Aluminium, you mean?
No, aluminum.
No, I mean the word aluminum because it only has one I, I'm afraid.
Well, it depends. Let's see how I would spell it or how you would spell it.
They called him One-Eyed Jim. Because there's only
It's got two eyes in it.
It's Toady. It's called correctly.
Do they spell
That's it. So it's got
differently?
it's got 2 in it correctly. I'll put it in the chat. Yep. Aluminium, which is why you guys call it aluminum, which I cannot understand that.
But every textbook I've seen, every periodic table of the elements.
That's how you do it, right?
Aluminum. There's only one I.
Yeah.
Tony,
Yep,
I hate to tell you this. It was originally called aluminum. And do you know why it was changed to aluminium?
Yeah, because the Americans couldn't spell aluminum.
So it fitted with the other metallic element names on the periodic table.
Look, see? Look, Brainery's got it up. That's how you spell it, aluminium.
It's how we spell it now, but originally it was spelt aluminum.
Okay. There's only one I.
Well, there's 2 there. Look at the definition.
Yeah.
That's from Wiki. You can't argue with Wiki, guys.
I'm gonna ignore. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore your evidence and claim victory.
And substitute your own. I'm going to
so-
ignore your reality and substitute my own. Yeah.
So, perfect. That's exactly how this peer review works.
Yeah, I know.
That's exactly how it works. Chris is an expert, right?
It's okay, because there's no one else that is doing peer reviews like I do.
No, that's right. Nobody's doing it like you do, Sean. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We should do a peer review to settle that. Hi, farmers.
No.
Does someone do a good peer review? Yes or no?
No.
How about you, Tony?
He's gone.
What do you think, Tony? Does it do a good one? Yes or no?
He's gone.
Toadie's here. Toadie's still here. No, Toadie's still here. He's just ignoring you.
All right, then. I will go back to eating my apple, then.
Oh, this is brilliant. What a hangout.
I swear it's an apple.
Can you prove it's an apple?
No. No, I can't.
Yes,
If I show you a picture, well,
Oh, Davros, you could have spelt foreigner right. Oh, dear.
Davros is a foreigner, too.
No, he's not. He's as native as they come.
No, he's a foreigner.
That's how they spell it on the album covers.
Davros is so native, he doesn't even know how to spell foreigner.
Yep. That's how native he is.
For real.
For real. Oh, dear me.
I think Jose should be going live pretty soon, isn't he?
Pass.
Sean, why don't you play me and Nathan Thompson listening to his music?
Because I got to find it first.
Listening to whose music? Nathan Thompson?
Oh my God, farmers, you don't know?
Do I want to?
Oh yeah, you're gonna love this.
Are you
Carlos?
sure?
Yeah. Carlos.
Do I need to go and get the oven gloves?
No, you don't. It's almost romantical.
Ooh.
Carlos.
No, it ain't.
Shut up. Carlos and Nathan for an hour and a half serenaded each other. Nathan wrote Carlos a song.
Yeah.
It was special.
I suspect it wasn't about his undying love for him.
It seemed like it.
Oh.
Like, like the moments in those 50 First Kiss movies and shit where they look each other's eyes and nothing needs to be said and they both smile. That was one of those moments. But Nathan Thompson sang the song. For real. For real. He did. He wrote a song for Carlos and everything. It was amazing. Amazing.
You're going bareback mountain on Sean.
No. They didn't. It wasn't gay. But I'm only reporting what I'm only reporting what I witnessed.
Yeah, that's. I think the film's Brokeback Mountain, not Bareback Mountain.
Well, don't mind him. He likes it bareback. Or
very trusting.
Likes a bareback.
crap,
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not sure. I didn't take it there. You guys did, not me.
don't look at me. I was just correcting him. That was all.
Yeah. Damn foreigners. It's the safest thing to do is just agree. I mean, I want you to be part of this peer review. Just don't fuck it up.
Hang on a minute. What's the title of this hangout?
Do you question?
Yeah, and you want me to just agree?
Yes. I need to know. Do you question? So I need to start reading you motherfuckers out. If I'm going to create a good echo chamber, I need only the weakest. What do I find? I need to find me 20 parrots.
When you ask a question like, "Do you question?" the only answer is, "Do you?"
Do you?
What's a what?
So we go from do you question to look, just agree with everything and say
No.
yes.
I need to know who questions. Stop, because then they know, man. I need the newbies to not understand what's going on and just be sucked in to my echo chamber, to my cult, to my army. You guys don't know it yet.
You think they called you a cult?
Depends on how you say it, right?
Well, you got to be careful pronouncing that word.
Why?
Because it sounds a lot like something else.
Huh?
Only to foreigners.
Exactly.
You've only got to change one letter.
Stop playing music, asshole. That wasn't the song.
What was he playing?
He was playing the song he would play to Nathan.
Yes, I know that song.
And what's crazy is I bet that's on his phone. That's his ringtone.
It's not. I have to look it up on my work phone this whole time.
No, you didn't.
I've spent this whole time since we were talking about Nathan trying to look up for that song because I don't know the name.
Do you know,
I actually had to type pa 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 love song.
Did you really?
It's Spandau Ballet.
Yes,
True.
and it was the first suggestion.
1983. I remember it well.
Oh God, are you one of these guys for pub quizzes?
Sometimes,
yes. We need critical thinking says in the chat. Aluminum was invented in the United States.
It wasn't. It was the United States that instigated changing its name due to the iums in the periodic table, but aluminum was used too much.
Look at my post beneath Braineries.
No.
Scroll up a little bit in the last.
No.
Did you explain that, Farmers?
Yes.
I refuse.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
Not going to happen.
Well, no, Farmers, you can't argue with people that are afraid of really bad AI and the computer revolution.
Oh,
Look,
dude,
just put that
the guy that was in here who brought that up is from the UK,
Sean.
Dickface. What is
no,
that?
No, I'm on about you. I'm on about you. That's AI. That's what you got to run from. That's what you got to be scared of.
How big is it?
It's I don't know.
How big is it?
No.
3 inches.
No, it's about 4 or 5 inches square.
Oh,
yeah, it's tiny.
So a little bigger than the.
Yeah.
It's like a.
There's loads of emotions with
Altoids
size
park.
and stuff. Yeah.
Hey Dean, have you seen the boxer?
The what, sir?
It's another robot, but it's not like AI like that one, but it's similar. It's called Box.
I'm still not getting what's it. What word is it saying? Dog.
Boxer.
Oh, boxer.
How the hell did you get dog from boxer? Well, yeah.
Boxer's a type of dog.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say because Carlos kind of sounds like a foreigner.
Kind of. It's saying it nice.
Oh, that boxer doesn't look anything like a little robot though. It just looks like a cow with some freaky devil eyes.
that could run you the fuck over.
A cow.
Oh, honestly, Sean, yeah. If you're a descendant of immigrants and foreigners and you're scared of little robots, that's your deal. And if you pronounce all the English words wrong, okay, I'm not going to argue anymore. I'll go with it. It's fine.
No, and you're wrong.
I actually agree. I actually now agree with route.
As to
I've actually looked into it. We say router.
Ugh,
It should actually be
why?
router.
Yes. You guys have problems. You guys need to really fix that shit.
No,
Yeah.
only that one that I found. The others were correct.
Our language is fine, thank you very much.
No, it's not. We've just established that.
No. We're quite used to it.
Sean, do you see that picture of you looking at your Taco Bell bag?
You wish that was me. You wish that was me, Carlos. You wish it was.
Why would I wish that? Go ahead.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's definitely not me. For one, that dude is as white as it gets. 2, he wear glasses. 3, no. I have a neck.
Never mind. It's the
Mate, you're in the country that's leading the world in the obesity. I'm really sorry.
Dean, would you like me to send you a DM of my overweightness?
I didn't say you were overweight. I'm saying as a population, you guys are obese.
Okay, you say you guys, but I am not. If we are speaking for all, then we're
residents
speaking
of the
under mine.
United States of America. Then sorry, that's what I meant when I say you guys.
Damn, you that bitter? Dude, you can come to America. It's okay.
I have been to America loads of times.
We'll take you to McDonald's. We'll give you a Big Mac.
Oh, Carlos owes
fries,
me a
and a shake.
Eddie Murphy proved that in the 80s.
Thank you.
What did Dean say?
He says he loves you.
No.
Yeah.
I said you've already said you buy me breakfast, Carlos. There you go. And I've been to America loads of times. I do. I like America.
I will take you to Cracker, bro. I will
Farmers.
take you to freaking McDonald's.
Farmers.
What?
He just said he likes America. He's not even with you guys anymore.
I absolutely love America. I love America where it is.
What country of America
Oh,
do you
man.
love the best?
Yeah, just keep it there. Like that.
At arm's length.
Oh, unfortunately, there was another statistic that I didn't read out. America has the highest number of foreign bases, military and embassies of any other countries.
Yeah. We go to foreign lands and set that shit up. Thank you for solidifying that you all are the foreigners.
Sean, does Home Depot count as an embassy?
Yes.
A foreign embassy?
It's my embassy. I feel safe there.
I don't think they get it from the over there, but do you guys get that reference of the Home Depot?
Of course not. They don't even know how to use tools.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Where did the Industrial Revolution start?
No, never mind. Nobody.
United States.
No.
Yep.
Well, we just don't have Home Depot over here. We have B&Q and.
Wait a minute. The Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution did start in the UK, farmers, but that's not something to be proud of when we now look at the climate change that's happening.
Yeah, thanks, Dick.
Yeah, but when it comes down to you don't even know how to use tools.
Oh yeah,
No,
we invented the steam engine. We've got no idea. We invented the combustion engine. We've got no idea.
You created global warming. Thanks, fuckers.
Well, no, we just spearheaded it. You guys came on board and powered past us in the pollution.
Well,
you were, as ever, late to the party.
My fucking bad if we're number one on all the lists.
Hey, Sean, we all can use tools. We just don't have to use a hard hat in advance to be able to use them.
That doesn't make sense. And you wear a hard hat, asshole.
No.
I'm confused.
You don't know the regulations of construction in those.
I choose.
Yes, Sean, you just don't.
Yeah, you just don't.
I know everything.
You keyboard warrior. You never touched a hammer in your life.
Who?
You.
Me? Wait. Whoa, you talking to me?
You and your soft hands, soy boy.
Let's hear it, bitch. Let's get something straight. Vanny. I don't climb trees for a living. I run heavy equipment for a living. I build things.
Is that what you call computers?
Computers? I am an outside motherfucker. I'll start showing all my pictures, bitch. That's what I would do. Let me show you. This is what you drive in a van, right? All day. Let me show you what I drive in. I drive in all day. You know, like a man's like a real man's shit. Like, you know, none of that wuss stuff that you do.
Sticks.
You climb poles all day. Right?
Does that wait a minute. Carlos does pole dancing. That is awesome. I didn't know that.
So my wife doesn't have to.
That's like a stripper. You makes another, yeah.
That's why you're doing the manscaping on your chin. It all falls into place now.
See, this isn't. I know this is odd, and it doesn't look like your van. But this is called a heavy equipment. It's a machine. We actually move stuff. We don't just stripper pole it all day.
So you sit down pulling on a joystick.
Yes.
I like it.
All day long. All day.
Just pulls on his joystick.
Non-stop.
Like a video game.
Pretty much nowadays, yeah.
Okay. Is that why you have soft hands there?
Nope, I don't have soft hands. Oh, here's the engine that I put in my my first loader that I had. I actually did this myself, so I didn't, use a cell phone or stripper oil or whatever the fuck you guys use. What do you call that? Fantasy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
how much did you pay you guys to build it for you?
I didn't say I built the damn engine. What the hell's wrong with you? See, went to this loader. You mean in the loader? In the loader, you mean? You mean talking about in the loader? It took me and another laborer.
Yeah. And another Latino.
Yeah, actually, Carlos, yeah. His name was Marcos.
I knew it. That's actually pretty cool, Sean. Maybe you don't have soft hands after all.
I don't. And I don't like soy. Sorry.
You still pull sticks for a living, though.
No, I'm not a surveyor either, or a grade checker.
Well,
I can. I just choose not to. And when people run over my stakes, I go ape shit.
That's fair.
So I guess at the end of the day, the only keyboard warrior over here is Dina.
Yep, that's it. And Farmers. New to the club. Well, Farmers is a flat earther, so he has bigger things to fry, fish to fry.
Well, there's a really weird thing. I do manual. I do manual labor on the mate's farm, and I actually do drive loaders as well and telescopic lifters.
Whoa! What did you just say? What did you just say? Tell a what?
Telelifter. We call them telehandlers.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
So, like
a pettibone?
We don't
cat.
Have
those in America.
Cat. Well, you do. Cat, JCB, Merlot, Manitou. They all make telehandlers for. I must admit, I haven't seen them.
Telehandler. I've never heard that.
Yeah, telehandlers or telelifters. Telescopic. It's just single boom, telescopic boom.
Boom.
With multi-tool lens for you can have a fork or a bucket or whatever the hell. And most of them are hydrostatically driven now as well.
Yeah. Pettibone. Yeah, okay.
So you also pull sticks for living.
We call them pettibones. Yeah, it's not a forklift. Mind it, forklifts are small, compact, little heavy ass little fucking things. These things are
there you go.
wheels.
Yeah. Monitor, yeah.
We call those pettibones. Pettibone.
Yeah. Well, ours, my mates, we only ever drive Merlots and stuff, which are the green ones, and and they're always hydrostatically driven, not direct drive like that one is.
Yeah.
So I do shit like that, but I admit I am a keyboard warrior. Well, no, my job now is just behind a keyboard. But what's really weird is my granddad was a foreman of a mine and a miner, and my dad was a mechanic, and now I just play about on a keyboard. I feel like I missed something there.
I think I got the black long paw. Sorry.
Oh.
Zoolander.
Well,
I have actually used the telehandler for fixing my dad's roof as well, by getting in the bucket and going up there.
Yes, that's how I used to change the bulbs up in the roof of my dad's barn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'll have loads. Your dad will have had these loads of them, won't he, over the time?
What my dad mainly used, he'd got an old Ford 4000 tractor with hydraulic arms on the front.
Right, yeah. Well,
you
now
could put bucket, pallet forks, all sorts of things. You could swap over what was on the front.
Yeah, well, Merlot, Manitou, and JCB that predominantly make them, and you'll see them in the UK, do complete. They're called multi-farmer telehandlers, which also have PTO drive systems, both front and back on some of them as well for tools and machinery.
Well, that's why Dad had it on the tractor, so he still had a tractor that he could use as a tractor, but it would also function as just about everything else at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was also very good at towing dead combines home, as I found out once.
An interesting fact is I've actually designed a multi-farmer telescopic lifter like that as well. But it didn't
that's right. Yes, you had. Yes. Yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I actually found the schematics and images as well. And I'll if I remember when I look at that drive again, I'll pull them off and I'll send them to you because it is a wicked machine.
I mean, the ones they make now, some of them they are clever bits of kit. I wish I had photos of some of the stuff my brother's got because some of his tractors and his de-stoning gear that he sort of extended and increased capacity, and there's some rare bits of kit. But yeah, I never went into filming.
Bits of kit? What the hell is kit?
Equipment.
Oh, okay. Then just say equipment. I'm just kidding.
Foreigners.
Don't you talk to me like that.
All right.
Bloody foreigners. Oh, we don't know. Oh, dear.
I just want to say good night, guys. I got a skedoodle. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
You too,
That's right, Montreal.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it out. Do appreciate everyone being here. It was a fun peer review. We understand now what foreigners are and what foreigners aren't.
It's just the foreigner. Look at us, the pole dancer.
Yep, there he is. Carlos the pole dancer. Now coming to the stage, Pena.
That's how you do it.
Es Mexicano.
Where'd you put the bills?
And I'm not even Mexican.
Yeah, you are.
There's no name. My brother.
Brother
Good
from
job.
another.
Dox yourself.
Who, me?
Oh no, I was just saying. I was messing around because realistically, what I wanted to say is thanks, no name. Now you become part of my mean world.
I'm just looking at the gift above it that Bride posted.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Am I the only one that finds what happens to the bag amusing?
That's a good catch, that.
Wow,
that's
dude,
pretty awesome.
No heart.
I know, right? Well, I bet she couldn't have another go and fucking do that twice.
She can't probably. She wasn't able to probably speak again because her vocal cords.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Like, oh, look at the.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You're going to hell.
That's why you're supposed to wear a helmet for one. Imagine that. Imagine that.
I'm just kidding.
Her head hitting the ground hurt so bad that it trumped the forks in her neck.
Carlos, you can say I will never take offense at someone telling me that I'm going to go to an imaginary place that's got no evidence to back it up. So you're fine with that.
I knew.
You knew it. Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up.
Cool.
Anybody got anything they wanted to share or not share, but or promote for themselves? Otherwise, nope. Anybody want to say
Yeah,
anything?
my video, my moonlight experiment video is almost finished editing, along with the shadows and the mountains. Yeah, I actually started working on it yesterday, so hopefully I can send that to you, Sean, and help me out, get it out to people. I actually used Toady. I actually mentioned Toady on that video because he did a video in regards to the moonlight as well.
Awesome. Let me know when you do that, so then we'll put that link out there and promote the shit out of it.
Heck yeah, thank you, sir.
Yep. All right, people. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself, and then I'm gonna get myself off of the YouTube part. So I do appreciate you guys being here, Dean. Always a joy when you're here.
Always.
Farmers, even though you're a foreigner, always welcome. Always.
Can you just make sure that in future you don't call me a flat earther?
Dang, bro, I heard that bad.
Yeah.
he's been sitting on that one all day. I won't do it again. I promise.
Thank you.
Damn.
What else you call me? Please don't call me that.
Farmers lived the life of a flat earther for 25 minutes, and he almost flew to America and killed me.
oh no, sure. I wouldn't have killed you. That's too quick.
Oh, see, yeah. Now we know where we stand. Good thing you're a foreigner. Perfect. That means I have less of a chance of you getting here in time. I can run. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself and get myself out of here. Thank you again.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right, peoples. That was fun. I enjoyed that one. We had a lot of talked through a lot of conversations. Again, I never thought that we'd get through any of these with a decisive answer. So expect more. Oh, we need critical thinking. Brian, within 6.5 minutes. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. It was a fun one. I may be live. I think I'm gonna try to. But tomorrow may be a little touching. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna be at the house to be able to let's go stream. But hopefully I will. If not, I will see you then. But for now, I'm going to get the F out of here. Peace.